She had married another in desperation, the weight of her family's debts and the harshness of frontier survival leaving her no choice. And though the vows were spoken and the ring was placed upon her finger, her heart had never truly been in that union, for it belonged to someone else entirely, a cowboy who had once promised her that no matter how long the trail was, or how far he had to ride, he would return to her, and she had believed him until the days stretched into months and the months into years, and desperation clouded her hope like dust storms over the prairie. Yet when she looked into the mirror of her new life, she saw only weariness, for the man she married was kind enough but not the keeper of her soul. And each morning she rose with a hollowness that no household, duty nor passing smile could fill, until one autumn evening when the sun bled gold and crimson across the sky and the wind carried with it the scent of horses and long-forgotten dreams. She stepped out onto the porch of her small wooden home and froze, her breath catching as if time itself had buckled under the sight. Before her, there he was, tall in the saddle, hat shadowing his steady eyes, the same rugged cowboy who had once held her beneath the stars and sworn that love like theirs could never be broken, returning at last with dust on his boots and a truth in his gaze that words could not carry. Her heart surged, warring with the weight of the ring upon her hand, and yet in that moment she understood what the years had not stolen, that love when true does not vanish. It only waits in silence for its chance to burn again. He dismounted slowly, his spurs jangling with each step across the dirt, and she could not move, for her soul felt bound to him as if the earth itself leaned in to listen. And when he stood before her, close enough that she could see the road carved into the lines of his face, he whispered her name with a reverence that made her knees weaken, and she whispered his back as if tasting water after drought. The silence between them was thick with everything they had lost, yet alive with everything they might still find. And when he reached out, hesitant at first, then stronger as her hand found his, she realized that love had returned not as a memory, but as a fire, and it would not be denied. He told her that he had ridden through storms, through hardship, through battles of the heart and land, all to return, because the promise he made her had never died. And though life had forced her into a marriage of necessity, he had come to show her that real love was worth breaking chains for, worth fighting for, worth risking the world for, and tears blurred her eyes as her soul leapt toward the freedom she had always longed for. Behind them the house stood silent. The ring on her finger felt heavier than iron, but in her heart she knew that the path before her had changed forever, for love had returned to claim its rightful place, and no law of man nor fear of scandal could ever erase what was written in their souls. This was not the end of her story, but the beginning. And as the wind carried the last rays of the sun into the horizon, she felt her heart whisper the truth, that sometimes desperation writes the chapters of survival, but love writes the chapters of destiny, and she was ready at last to live the one meant for her. Friends, if you felt the fire of this story touch your heart, if you believe that true love always finds its way home no matter the distance or the years, then make sure you subscribe to this channel, because many more tales of love, sacrifice, and redemption await you here, and each one is a reminder that hope should never die, and that the heart, like the cowboy's promise, always returns.